Ôi ôi ôi. Ôi no.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 23rd annual Classic. This is a points race. Going in, it's Chris Stevens, Matt Stevens, Josh Arnold, all with a good shot at the title. Standard at Galletta's is 200 laps. Each lead lap gets 1 point. Second and third get a half point each. Kelly Miller starting on the pole in the Galletta's Greenhouse number 9. Matt Stevens second, like Galletta's 3. Josh Arnold in his own 93. Rookie Robert Swan in the Galletta's 5th. Chris Stevens in the Galletta's Oswego Sushi number 4. John Parkhurst in the Galetta's number 5. John is in his first race. Lee Gleason in his number 29. Stephen Perez, the son of Kelly Miller, in the Galetta's 7. Melissa Stevens in her number 80. And Rob Vanderhaden in rounding up the field in the Galetta's number 78. 200 laps, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I believe, the 10th year that we've had it run a full 200. Before that, it was started out as 80, then 75, then 100, and so on. Kelly and Matt both have won Classics. Chris has also won Classics. The rest of the field is generally newbies, with the exception of Melissa, who just races a lap or two for points. Everyone else is either in their first race or first season, so it's not a lot of experience out there, with the exception of Kelly, Matt, Josh, and Chris. Josh is in his second full year racing, and is right there with Chris and Matt in points. Kelly hasn't raced much during the year, so he's going all in today, taking the early lead. The first timer spins out. Race will keep going. He's back on the car and moving, so we won't bring out the caution. Starter Wesley Stevens manning the flags and the laps today. 200 laps. Standard for our racing. Field is leveling out here. Kelly is setting a very, very fast pace for 200 laps. Not sure that's the best strategy, but that's what he's doing. Second place is Matt Stevens, Josh Arnold, and Chris Stevens. They have been top 3 points all season. Josh and Matt and Chris have been battling all season. Chris's car has not been as fast overall as his brother Matt and Josh, but he's still been able to get a lot of top 3s and pick up a few wins and stay in the lead of the points. Again, Kelly is setting a fast pace in Galletta's greenhouse number 9. Remember, all these karts are all very, very evenly built in speed. They all have different chassis. Most of them are either homemade or rebuilt from either a yard kart or a racing kart chassis. Rebuilt for, oh wow, Ricky Robert Swan is bumping Chris Stevens there. Ricky's maybe getting a little anxious here. The vets know it's 200 laps, you have to pace yourself. You ain't going to win by lap 1. Although Kelly is taking off his strategy, maybe back to set a fast pace for trying to mix it up there. Kelly, a veteran of one fantastic feature on Klassic win a handful of years ago. That race he drove with Galletta's number 7, which his son had driving in his first Klassic. And it's Melissa pulling off the field. She decided to take more than a few laps. She doesn't get any more points. She's still officially last place. She goes off the track. She used to race full time, but upon having her first child, she now just goes out and gets points. Picks one of her 2 cars and rounds out the field, just picks up points. And a lot of times doing that way, she's 4th in the points this year by not racing 1 lap all year. It's just that our attendance has been poor this year. We have not been able to keep up driver counts. So if you're out there in the central New York area and you want to race affordably and with a lot of fun, come join us because we have more cars than drivers every week. Kelly is setting that fast pace, but everyone else is staying close, with Matt Stevens bottling everyone up. Chris often wants to, his strategy is to get into the top 3, as those are the point places. As I said earlier, in every Galletta's points race, where there's at least 7 drivers, each lead lap is 1 point. Second, third get a half point. Then at the race end, there's a total depending on the laps of the race. It's all on our website, karting.glettasgreenhouse.com. First caution of the night. Kelly Miller, still your leader. Matt Stevens second. Josh Arnold third. Chris Stevens fourth. Kelly seems content with putting himself into a little bit of a lead, getting a little buffer, and then taking it easy. Looks like a little bumping right there. First time rookie looked like he bumped Chris Stevens, so Chris had to turn up a notch. Pretty fascinating with rookies out there bumping vets. I think if I was a rookie, I'd be following the vets and saying, okay, I'm going to watch what these guys are doing and try to duplicate it. Not try to bump them and pass them. Not in the 200 lapper at least. Kelly, your leader, he's taking as smooth as a lane as he can find right now. Again, this track can dig up. Oh, a spotting car. Stays green. He got back on. is comfortable staying in second. This is a little bit unusual for him. A lot of times in Classics over the years, he has dropped back. Seemed content. Riding for Stevens' bumper. Robert Swan is only in here maybe a second race, and he's still riding the bumper. Chris appreciates the bump, but appreciates the push, but he's off the gas, in case you didn't know. Rick's getting a little ahead of himself here. And sloppily hitting every bump and pays for it. Robert Swan showing his rookie inexperience, pushing the leaders, and brings out the caution. Now he'll have to go to the back. And Stevens goes to the back as well. Robert Swan here goes a lap down by changing karts. He has changed into the Galletta's greenhouse number 1. He was in the 6. You can change karts. You could you suffer penalties depending on the race. Regular race, it's a point penalty, and go to the rear. In the Classic, it's a point penalty, go to the rear, and lose a lap. We want to keep the integrity of the 200 lapper. We don't want people jumping, playing hop a cart. Oh, I beat the crap out of this one, broke it. I'm going to get in this one and win with a fresher car. We do take the same gas. We take the gas out of the once and make sure that you the fuel mileage as well. But as we got little different rules. We got a lot of the racing rules, but some of them are different. Matt going into the rear. Oh man, Robert Swan kind of reckless there with the other rookie who was driving very smooth. But Matt going into the rear on that last caution has moved Josh Arnold to second and Chris Stevens to third. And the rookie in the number 5 has now relented and let some people go. John Parkhurst, he's driving a nice clean race. He's a rookie, and he's not. Oh wow! Oh, he had nowhere to go there. He had a nice fast lap, but had nowhere to go because the number 78 of Vanderhaden was spun out. Kelly still in the lead. Josh Arnold, Chris Stevens, Lee Gleason. And reckless rookie Robert Swan. Again, you have to pay for these karts when you wreck them. You can't just go out there and wreck them. Obviously, if you own your own cart, that's a different story, but these are rental karts. Track operator, kart operator Matt Stevens, he works on all of them tirelessly. He doesn't get paid for any of it. The rental money goes right into the karts, fixing karts, maintaining karts, sometimes buying newer motors, new tires, obviously gas. These things add up. The rental fees never cover it. Matt usually covers it. Matt's not a rich man by any stretch of the imagination. Works in the greenhouse, and does not make a lot of money. So he is, he's working on these karts in this track tirelessly, and rental money does not cover it ever. So it never has. In our 20-plus year history, and a caution comes out. Another rookie. Don't know what he can't. No, maybe the caution didn't come out. He just slowed down. Green's still out. Kelly's coming. Now we're so closely matched. Lapped traffic often makes the difference with a path. We're very close out there. Our group our racing club is situated that way. Wow. Kelly cleared him, but there was a little bit of brushing there. Rookies tend to be a little sloppy. Ooh, Chris tries to trap Josh on his friend. On his Josh's buddy there. Now Josh is stuck behind him. Kelly cleared him. Two Robs out there. Rob Vanderhaden in the green number 78. He is currently holding up second and third. He's staying with the leader now. That's our racing for you. When he was in the back, he wasn't able to do anything. But then when the leader come and lapped him, now he's staying right with the leader. Oh, a little sloppy there. Josh tried to make a move out of him. Again, all these karts are very close, and the difference is just experience, track time, learning how to take the karts, learning how to take the track, learning how the karts take the track. Caution is out. The number 7 in the rear, so he brought out the caution. Stephen Perez, Kelly's son, in his first, no, this was his second race at Galletta. Raced earlier in the year. He also been joining Kelly with some super stock racing, as many local race fans know Kelly from super stocks and super modified racing. Kelly stepped down a little bit here. Oh, look out, Josh trying to look on the outside. Oh, there was some contact. Sparks flying. Stephen Perez, look out! Oh. Stephen Perez was not looking in front of him, and he has just clobbered into Josh Arnold sitting prone on the track. Josh got hammered. Kart is upside down. Starter West Stevens flipping it. There's gas pouring out. Let's look at this again. Josh tried to get around his friend Rob. Everyone avoided the wreck except Stephen Perez went right into the debris, which was 2 karts sitting locked together on the track. Oof. You can see the sparks flying. Everyone else saw it. I don't know, Stephen was not paying attention. Rear bumper caved in on the 93, but it did do its job. The competitors were shaken up, but otherwise okay. A little stiff and sore, but the bumpers on the back of the karts did their job. It takes Perez out. Kelly Moon still in the lead. Josh now in the back. You can see his bumper caved in like in the rear there, but he was protected and his engine was protected. So that puts Chris Stevens into second. Man, not often when you see a wreck that bad. We usually race pretty clean and safe, but every once in a while it's racing. Anything can happen. Gleason has moved into third place. Lee is, I guess he's the father-in-law of Josh. And he has not yet won a feature race, but boy, he's come close a few times. He is driving with the former Larry Phillips. Many different people have owned and driven that car through the years. Larry Phillips was the first one that brought it. It's a former Thunder Island kart. Most recently we had races won by Eric Woolworth, Keith Raymond. It's a fast car, but it's had shares of breakdowns. So it's always it's a question of can that kart stop braking. Now a new part was installed on the kart, which would protect the chain. So hopefully that will change the fortunes for the now number 29. It's had a few numbers through the years, 3 different paint jobs. And Lee searching out his first feature. Wouldn't it be nice to be a 200 lapper? That Stevens has moved up to 4th. Robert Swan there, trying to get his lead lap back. Although I don't believe he's aware of that rule. He may not be aware of the rule. All the rules are on the website. They're posted. The Classic rules are slightly different. But they are all posted on the website. It's all regular season rules, plus a few added stipulations for the 200 lapper. Most of them were invented by Matt and Chris. We have fashioned mostly for anyone that doesn't know us that well. Obviously, we drive clockwise instead of counterclockwise. The reason is they're single-wheel drive cars. It is a race-enhanced 5-horsepower Briggs & Stratton flathead. They're somewhat older motors now. Overhead. Oh wow! A spin out. Rob Vanderhaden almost took out his buddy Josh again. Josh got by. Might have bumped him a little bit, got away clean. As I was saying, they're single-wheel drive. They're older style Briggs. They have fun power style, newer style carbs. A lot of racing methanol flatheads have racing carbs. These are fun power carbs. It's one of our ways to keep prices down and regulated. Speed regulated. In the early years of Gallettas, they were all box stock, minus refreshing when the motors would wear out. No racing enhancements were made to any of them. Around the mid-2000s, we had visitors come with overhead valve motors and Raptor motors. So it was speed them up or lose. Especially when we went to the Oswego Kartway for 2 years, we were forced to race in a single-wheel drive class, but they had different motors. So, oh wow, rookie passing here. But 3 years it was 2006, 7, and 8. The first 3 years of operation of the Kartway, we were there. We had the biggest class on the track. But when the other classes started getting bigger, and they created the overhead valve clone class, our class was expendable. But when we raced there, we had to adjust our rules to compete because we were racing against stock animal motors. And the track operator said, your class has no rules, you gotta do something. So usually it was you guys are too light versus you guys have too much motor, so we could never agree on the rules there. And it's a long story history, it's on our website. That's the reason why we don't race there anymore. The tracker operator and us could not agree. And caution is out. Someone is down looking up. That's Rob Vanderhaden looking at his drive system. Kelly's still in the lead on lap 64 of 200. Kelly, Chris, Lee, Matt, Rob Swan, but he's a lap down. The chart doesn't say that, but he is a lap down. The chart also has him, is incorrect. It says he's 6. I'm sorry. He's in 1 now. And Josh is giving Robert Swan a little push, giving him a little bit of his own medicine. Matt tries to barely didn't get a slingshot attempt on Lee. And Galletta's, again, top groove is the fast groove. So if you're in that and you're keeping up the speed, usually you're going to be tough to pass. Robert Swan is now caught up in that bumper now after Matt fell back from the failed passage. Takes a lot of momentum, and you have to be pretty clever to get passes on this track. We're so close. And oh my God, Robert Swan bumping. And as I was just saying shortly ago, the 29 is a fast car if it stops braking. But there it went. Looked like the drive system gave out. He is dropped out now. So he joins Melissa Stevens and Steve Perez as the drivers who have dropped out. Now Matt Stevens has moved in third with the 29 braking. Lee has found that kart it's very storied with that it's always a fast kart. Whoever drives it says, man, I love this kart, it's fast, but then it breaks. For many years, it happened to Eric Woolworth, and it happened to Keith Raymond. They'd be in the lead, first or second, challenging for a win, or in the lead, and sometimes even running away with the race, and all by itself in the lead break. It happened on more than one occasion, several occasions. Keith Raymond basically had it after a while and sold the kart. And when he is here, he's not here today, you couldn't make it today. But when he is here, he will usually drive Galletta Zero, which is also a fast car, but it breaks less. The Zero's had a long story history too, but it doesn't break as often as the currently numbered number 29. Kelly, again, he has had his way with this race. He is just taking it easy in the lead. He likes to, on the restart, he likes to step on it. He gets a little bit of a buffer there and then goes away. Chris likes to set a slower pace. Chris's strategy in the last several classics, I'd have to go back to look, but his strategy has been to get into the top three. It's a top three's point earning every lap and try to save the kart, save the gas. And he's won a couple classics via one tank of gas and not being the fastest car on the track. So his strategy remains the same, because for a streak of years there, Matt was the man to beat. He was winning every classic, but Chris devised a plan that was able to finally get some classic wins. Chris went on a 10-year drought without a classic. He had a rough 10 years where it was Matt Stevens, and also Wes Stevens, Kelly Miller, and Kyle Reuter got classic wins, and Chris didn't get one in that span. So Matt far and away is one of the most classics. Most of them in that very kart. Many that follow our group know that that's the original Galletta's Go-Kart. It was a Banco yard kart owned, I believe, from the 80s, owned by Chris's friend Dave Scruton. Matt bought it. It's been rebuilt many times and for racing purposes. And in the kart, it doesn't look impressive. If someone's looking at it, they'll say, what's this junker? It's won more races than pretty much any highly priced Phantom chassis or whatever chassis you can name on the Patriot. I'm not sure if the caution got here. I don't think it is. The 78 spun out again, and he's just going to go down 2 laps, and he did so because Kelly has blown by him. Maybe he wants to get behind the leader and follow him. I don't know. Because there he is. He's following the leader now. Showing that he doesn't have the speed to do it. Kelly passed him, and he gets right on his bumper. If he did that during the whole race and stopped spinning out, he would then be on the lead lap and trying to challenge the leaders. So, wow, just a high line going into 2. A lot of times the Galletta's Classic is about surviving the track. The track is going to change as the race goes on. Ooh. The rookie is challenging Kelly there. I don't think Kelly expected that. Maybe even Kelly thinks it might be Matt or Chris. And speaking of Matt and Chris, Matt has passed Chris for second. Oh, I hear chain go, and the chain is leader Kelly Miller. Kelly has blown the chain on the Galletta's Greenhouse number 9. Kelly is now out. Kelly Miller is now out. That puts the multi-time, all-time leading Oswego area and possibly New York State all-time winning karter Matt Stevens on the pole, with his brother, who was probably second to only Matt, Chris, and second, Josh Arnold. These have been the top three all year, ladies and gentlemen. Matt, Chris, and Josh. For the past couple of years, these three have been the guys to beat. They've been sharing the wins in the point lead all year. 1, 2, 3, right there. So that is the points right now. The three leaders. Kelly missed the vast majority of the year. Only raced a couple of times. After becoming by far the closest that any driver has ever come to beating Chris and Matt in the annual point standings in Galletta. No one ever come closer than Kelly did prior year. But he dropped out before the Classic started, which really was a shocker almost. It almost put a stunned silence on the rest of the group, because Kelly was fast all year, and him and Chris and Matt, Chris and Matt, excuse me, were sharing were hop-stopping each other with wins and points all year. And Josh looked to capitalize and did so. When Kelly dropped out, Josh stole third place in the points from him, which showed that Josh was coming along great in his first season. Prior season was his first season. Josh made great improvements over the years, and is right there with Chris and Matt, every bit as fast. He's had some bad luck on his way, but has survived that nasty accident just earlier in this race. You can get a good look at the rear bumper, you can see it caved in. It used to be straight. One thing we noticed when we watched pay track classes, all these expensive chassis with all their tiny little adjustments to be made, and they would brush the wall and be out of action. These Galletta style hybrid racing yard carts, we call them, they can race on a rough terrain, they can bump and grind, and they can get dinged up and still go out there and win. It's a different class. Some people look down on what we do. We honestly don't care if people look down on what we do, because we've been doing it this way for years and we're very proud of it. The only thing we care about is we want drivers. So this race was actually postponed, waiting for more drivers. On several times due to a lack of drivers available for the race. Some of our regular drivers who have been with us for 3 years were unable to make it most of the year, where this was a rough year, 2017, but we were able to get a nice mid-October Classic. We prefer late September. For the Classic, it's traditionally the third Saturday in September most years. And it's usually our track titled The Deciding Race. We have point races all year and with the Classic each year. Matt here putting a little bit of distance, similar to Kelly. Put a little distance on second. Chris looks like he's trying to retain his fuel a little bit. You can see him getting off the gas there, going into one. Josh staying with him. Robert Swan, the bump-happy rookie, is in fourth on track, but a lap down. There he is bumping Josh. Chris, Josh. One lap down, Robert Swan. Number 5 of John Parkhurst is technically in 4th. Matt here now setting a fast pace. Chris still setting a slower pace. Josh and Rob all over him. Stevens in the Galletta's number 4. And years ago, he had driven the kart from scratch. It was a Manco yard kart we built many times. Wesley Stevens drove it for many years and actually got the 2006 Classic win in the kart. He also technically, according to the Super Kartway, won the 2008 Classic. Single wheel drive Classic. Josh challenging Chris now. Start. Number 3 of Matt Stevens, 4 of Chris, 93 of Josh, 2 laps down, number 78, Rob Vanderhaden, Parkhurst, and the 5. Remember, the number 5 of John Parkhurst is the first time ever in a Galletta's kart and the first time ever on the track. So he's been very impressive. You can't have anything negative to say about him. He's raced extremely clean, extremely well. He hasn't brought out a caution yet from my memory, and is still on the same kart he started on. I believe he is a pastor at one of the local churches. I believe the one right down the road from us. So it's nice to have some prayers on the track. Sending up a few more will always help. And we're very grateful to race for so many years, mostly injury-free. Thank God for that. Matt Stevens, again, holding the lead. Christian just second and third. The caution has again come out. Again for the 78. On that chart we are going number 61 as for Robert Swan went from the 6 to the 1. So we're down to the 61. Again, John Parker's doing a hell of a job for his first time ever on the track. No cautions, no wrecks. Exactly the way we like to see drivers. Because if you stay out of trouble, you stay out of wrecks, you stay out of cautions, you can then... Oh, wow, Josh took a big-time attempt at second. And that backfired. This is why passing attempts don't always go down. Because when we're close, the guy in back of you can get you. Robert Swan has now moved to third on track, although technically 1 lap down. He's trying to get back his lead lap. We get to pass the monumental task of passing both Chris and Matt now. Neither of them are going full speed right now, mind you. Both of them are pacing themselves, but at the same time, passing Chris or Matt is something that anyone who's raced against them knows it's not the easiest thing to do, and that doesn't happen very often. Matt, you have to almost, there almost has to be a breakdown, almost, for Matt to be passed. It's happened so rare. But Chris can vouch for that he's done it a few times. Many times if you count over the years starting in the 1990s. That's the track behind Galletta's greenhouse in Oswego, New York, started in the 1990s with just Matt and Chris. Started with Matt, got a kart, Chris got one after him. They had fun, they invited friends over, relatives over. And then over the years it just developed into a thing where we just raced and raced and raced, and word of mouth got around, and it built up to a fairly large group of drivers. It was getting about 16 to 18 weekly drivers. And the 2000, let me see, about 2004 to 2006 area. But when the Oswego Cartway was open for business, our numbers drastically dropped down. We believe the people that were interested in racing then went to the Cartway. That's our theory. Either that or someone was bad mouthing us. I don't know. That's entirely possible too, because we've heard people do it. We'd hate to be for that to be the case, but it has happened. Chris Stevens holding firm in second. Matt Stevens with a semi-comfortable, maybe 3-4 kart length advantage on his brother. Again, neither of them are going full speed, but a comfortable pace, a quick pace. I would dare say not full speed. Someone put their hands up there. And the race will resume. Lap 126 out of 200 with Matt Stevens on the lead. Again, Chris Stevens in second. Josh Arnold in third. The caution was again for Robert Swan. And Josh drops down to the lower part of the track. Something happened with Josh's car. It just didn't go on that restart. He is gone. He's in last place now. Something that is not. Yeah. Josh's car broke down, and unfortunately, he has to go a lap down. He hops into the Galletta's greenhouse number 2. Certainly a fast car. Chris here on the restart challenges. Matt pulls alongside him. He knows that it's starting to get closer and closer to crunch time, and Matt, boy, he stepped on it there. Matt took off. After Chris showed him a wheel, he did not like that, and he turned up the gas. Two-lap down rookie Vanderhaden is third on track. He's holding back Swan to Ricky Roberts. Vanderhaden has more laps under his belt than Swan on track, but Swan's picked it up quicker. And another caution. I believe is Vanderhaden has dropped off the track. I believe no, he's still there. He's third on track. I'm sorry, my chart was wrong. The Points were right, though. Don't worry about them. But the chart, the graphic was there. Actually, no, it's Swan. It was Vanderhaden that dropped out. Rob Swan is in third on track. I believe he thinks he's third. Not totally sure yet, but he's in the Galletta's number 1. He broke the 6 and hopped into the 1. Under Classic rules, if you do that, you got out of lap. It's technically the Kyle Reuter rule, because Kyle Reuter actually won a Classic. Not to say he didn't deserve it. Kyle is a hell of a driver, but he did break. He started the race in the 1. Shortly around the halfway point, he broke down, hopped into 0 and 1, and Chris hit a loose patch in the back turn, and Rob Swan has now moved to second on track. If he can get by Matt, which is a monumental task all by itself, if he can even catch him, he can get his lap back. I'm unsure if he knows that. Chris is giving him, Chris was getting a little frustrated with Rob bumping. He's giving him a little bit of his own medicine here. But at the same time, Chris does not want to expend too much fuel to do so. Chris is thinking the long picture. Matt Stevens coasting in 1. Robert Swan trying desperately to track him down in an attempt to, I think he believes he's on the lead lap, but this would be an attempt to get his lead lap back. As we mentioned earlier, the rule was invented so that you don't have people hopping from cart to cart, driving out of them, beating the crap out of them. A lot of times we don't even get full rental money from some of the drivers, so it's considered a donation. We do it for fun. As I said, Matt don't make any money from it, so all it does is make more work and more money for Matt to fix these cars. So Rob is testing the limits of the Galetta's number 1 by tracking down leader Matt Stevens. He's using every bit of gas and every bit of drive wheel chain that he can to get the leader. For all Matt knows, Matt probably thinks that it's Chris. But Chris has backed off and let Matt burn some fuel. You're thinking long run, you're thinking lap 200. You're not exactly thinking of lap 130, 140, whatever this is right now. Impressive first-timer rookie, Pastor John Parkhurst. He is in 4th. You can hear Matt was off the gas in 1, and Rob was not. Rob Swan is after him. But how much beating can this kart take, because he is pushing it hard in 1. You can see him hit every single bump. Bad bumps have developed in that first turn right under the scoring tower. And you can see that he is just punishing that kart. And you'll watch Matt here. Matt is taking a wide groove around them and gliding, and he is pummeling every bump. It looks like Chris and John hit them too, but they might have just missed them. That main groove in the track, this is dirt, remember, this is not clay. And there's some gravel that gets kicked up and potholes eventually pull up. We wish that we had the money to invest into clay. It's something that it's not unaffordable. It's just unfeasible for what we do. We don't get. We make no money. Ooh, wow! Pastor John Parkhurst, it sounded like he brushed the outer retaining wall, which are super modified and SBS tires along the sides of the track. Sounds like he brushed one. I don't know if it knocked it onto the track. Sometimes it does. I don't think it did because Matt was able to navigate in his regular, very high groove. He's driving as high as you can go. If there was an outer retaining wall, he'd be brushing, almost brushing it. It looks like Robert Swan's car has slowed. Because I'm not sure, if you put back on the clock, I'm not sure he's going any faster. And yes, Rob Swan's, he rode that car hard and he's going to put it away wet because he put his hand up and he's trying to keep going. Chris and John Parkhurst and also Josh Arnold are catching him. So he's falling way off the pace now. He did something to the car. It's nowhere near as fast as it was when it was just catching that. Ooh, wow, there. He is punishing that car. And Chris has decided to say, you know, I'm going to get out of here now. Chris, John Parkhurst, Pastor John. Ooh, John not used to the way these carts go and almost spun. And there's the caution. Now, this is the optional refuels after 150. Under Galletta rules, Matt Stevens enforced no refueling until after lap 150. It's the first caution after 150. Chris Stevens has not refueled and takes the lead. Josh Arnold also did not refuel and is in second, although a lap down. To get his lap back, he would have to pass Chris. Meanwhile, Matt Stevens is technically in second, third on track. And boy, man, oh man, you can see another wow. And actually, he did run out of fuel. Robert Swan did run out of gas on that last restart. So he didn't quite make it to 150. He started sputtering, and then he dropped out 152, 153. He was out of gas. And right now, he's staying with the leaders again, trying to get his lead lap back, but he is hitting every bump. Rickie's putting forth a valiant effort, but he's punishing the cart, that's for sure. Matt here now has a dilemma. He chose to refuel. Now he's in back of his brother instead of being in front of him. Matt's usually times the best times. But even if, say, you're the fastest in a dead heat, side by side, it's totally different when you're trying to pass someone. Chris here has upped the pace, but he is not going full bore either. In his mind, he's going fast enough to retain the lead and preserve fuel, whatever it takes. And if Josh or anyone else challenges him, he might step on it. Josh was thinking about showing him a tire, but then what happened last time? He tried to show Chris a tire before, and then he was passed by Robert Swan. Good race here, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of drama. I don't care what anyone says. You can't do 40, 50 laps on a track that only gets you 8, 9 second laps and have any kind of drama in it compared to a 200 lap race with people that have been racing for decades or even just a few years to a couple decades. With Matt and Chris, a few decades. Josh has raced a few years. Robert Swan, he's in his first year. He's making a lot of rookie mistakes, but he's right with these guys too at the same time. So you got to take the good with the bad there. ladies and gentlemen. Does Chris Stevens have enough gas? Josh Arnold. Can Rob Swan make it to the end without crashing? And rookie Parkhurst. Final leg of this 2017 Tours lap. Stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I'll let it down. Swan is riding Matt's bump. Trying to show a wheel to Matt. Trying to duck under him, but got Parker's place. There's two karts that are let down because third on second overall, gunning it out for these final 10 or so laps. So that's pretty impressive. Although two are replacement cars. Line, and maintain gas. Doesn't show any signs of slowing down yet. Can to look and see if we can get okay around Chris. This lap. Two other cars, and one of them being Matt. So he's really, he's racing for pride right now. He's kind of or he passes Chris and the car doesn't come out. It would be incredible. He would need that. Well, he's already got one. He had to give by Jason Parkhurst. Or John Parkhurst, excuse me. Sorry. Asphalt cars don't have asphalt cars and tires can go away. Final turn break. That's happened before. Never in Classic, but it's happened before. Refuel. Josh went for it there alongside Chris in the back of three. Third turn, but Josh makes it out of there. Woo. Not bad for his first time ever on the track. If he's got the time, we'd like him to come back and follow the year. Before slowing down, two look fast. Chris is a vet. Yes, the caution has come out. The caution was for Robert Swan. Swan has broken his second kart of the night. Chris always points out that he's almost undefeatable by himself. Tear won many futures championships in the class. It was close, but Chris Stevens. He brought his tire. That's how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how it's done. Chris Stevens wins the 2017 edition of the Galletta's Greenhouse Go-Kart Classic Championship, and this time in the 4. I believe the last few times Chris has won was in his 8. Chris is thrilled with this one. It was a fun race, helping off. How many times, go look in our history on our website, how many times has Matt snuck in there and beat someone to the stripe on that last lap? But Chris was ready for it and barely held him off, but Matt gave it a gung-ho try. Matt's usually the man to beat. To be the man, you got to beat the man, and that's what happened tonight. Matt Stevens and Chris Stevens battling out. Ladies and gentlemen, you can race these guys every weekend.
She's in the house.
Chris asking for his
I'm
daughter.
rolling. I can't see it.
And here's the top 4. Chris Stevens.
All right.
Matt Stevens.
No,
Josh
it's just
Arnold,
like don't see the whole
and
thing,
John
but go ahead.
Parkhurst again, his first time ever on track. What a tremendous performance
All right, I'll let you guys see.
by all
So
4
tell
of
me.
these guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses.
All right.
Just take a video with the other.
Hope you enjoyed this race, ladies and gentlemen. Join us at Gleason Greenhouse.
Oh,
in
okay.
Swan, New
Hold
York.
on.
We race
Oh, all
most
right.
summer Sundays and fall Saturdays. We're in the town of Oswego, almost in the
7.
border, pretty much in the border, but not on Oswego.
All right. 10 seconds there.
And we've only been racing for, this is our 22nd year, so hope you enjoy it.
Going head first off the
Chris
couch, and I can't
Stevens
keep yelling at him saying you're gonna hurt your neck,
point standing
and they keep
in the
doing it.
Classic. He swept it this year. Matt
Oh.
Stevens, Josh Arnold. This
They're
is a
going
good
head
game.
first off the couch like it's some kind of game.
Oh boy. I guess when they have a caution, I'll go get fed then. All right.
I can't even hardly watch Lolita. She's so hyper tonight.
Oh.
I don't know what's wrong with her.
All right. I have to record the race.
I know, but I'm afraid she's gonna start getting rough with her.
Okay. I'll go get fed soon. They are starting the race right now.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.